Morning, guys. This is Ms. Bates. I wanted to go over a few skills to improve your poetry presentations or any of your presentations. The first thing we're going to talk about is font size. As you can tell here, these get slightly larger. Just kind of thinking about if you're at the back of our classroom, so you're the last person in the row to see your presentation, just think about how hard it would be to see this font. Notice that it does get a little better up to here. Okay. Some things I want you to know about font size. Your font size on your presentations to be between 28 and 32. This, except for on your paragraphs. So remember your analysis paragraph of your poem might be a little bit smaller because you are having a large chunk of text. It's the only exception to the no large chunk of text rule. But everything else should be 28 and 32. Make sure that you remember that you can adjust text boxes on Google Slides or on PowerPoint to make room, and you can even move those boxes around so that you can have more room for a title, have more room for your text. Remember that you are limited in your bullets, though. Like on your author biography, you only want like 3 bullets, maybe 5 bullets, but that's it. So you shouldn't have a lot of text. So the 28 to 32 means that should be a nice sized text for your presentations. Just as an FYI, the slides that you guys look at are usually between 28 and 32, so you can see how nice and easy to read these are. Make sure that the titles of your slides are in that larger font, so probably the 32, and are bolded so that they come across with a little bit more emphasis than your regular font. Make sure that the text, so your bullet points or whatever else you're saying, is not bolded. So you want to be able to see the difference between the title of the slide and the actual text. And again, remember, you can adjust those text boxes to make more room on the slide. Okay. Another skill I want to talk about is color choices. Notice here with a yellow background, some of these font colors start to get kind of hard to read, especially this red and this green. You really want to think about opposites. So if you're going to do a black background, you would want to do a white font. If you were going to do a yellow background like here, notice how the black or the blue are your better choices here. So be really careful that you're as pretty as some color backgrounds and as pretty as some font colors are. You don't want to choose them because they will be hard to read. Okay. With the font size rule, and again, I actually prefer black to blue on this yellow background. Thinking opposites, a light background equals a dark font, a dark background equals a light font. Use the same background and font for every slide. Do not do a rainbow where every slide is something different. Try and stick with the same thing. A consistent slideshow looks more professional. And also avoid red, anything. It is hard to read as a background or as a font choice. Just try to avoid red altogether. All right, and then we need to think about transitions, and by transitions, I mean the movement between slides, especially on PowerPoint. A lot of you guys want to do crazy transitions where they spin or they burst or explode. Try to avoid those, and what I mean by avoid those is don't do them. They'd make your presentation look childish, like you're in 7th grade and you just learned how to do PowerPoint. So just kind of be careful with that. Just to give you a sample presentation, and this is in the poetry project assignment in the poetry module in Canvas. Taking a look here, this is a presentation that I made on a poem we have already studied. Okay, so I knew no one would take this one. So my first slide is my intro slide. We real cool. Notice it's in quotes with the author with my name below. My second slide is my author information. Gwendolyn Brooks, most famous in the 1960s, first African American author to win the Pulitzer Prize. Poems are often political. Notice that all of the information is about her as a poet, not about her personal life. So I don't want to know how many kids she has. I want to know about her as a poet. Okay, my third slide gets into the actual poem. Remember, you do need to read a portion of the poem, so you would want to put that here. Usually I want you to read about 5 to 7 lines, and since We Real Cool is short, I went ahead and posted the whole thing, and you will have to read this. Okay, my fourth slide is my paragraph. We Real Cool by Gwendolyn Brooks focuses on the bad behavior of young people that can lead to their death. In line 1, she says, we real cool, but the cool behavior causes young people to die soon. Line 10, some of that behavior was lurking late. Line 3, and leaving school. Line 2. Okay, so notice this isn't the best paragraph, but it does hit all, most of our check marks. Okay. And notice the font is a little bit smaller than I would prefer, but that's okay because you're having to put the whole paragraph on there. And then your last slide will be your works cited. So I have where I got the information from the website about Gwendolyn Brooks, and then I have where I got the poem from, which was poets.org. Okay, there is a video on how to cite websites as well, how to cite websites under the Poetry Project assignment or content page on Canvas. If you have questions, please let me know. Thanks.